I'm speaking with Tabitha Jones. Welcome to CCN, Tabitha.
Thanks, Gary.
Now, you've been to a meeting today which had lots of people at it. The idea being trying to make Cowra a bit healthier.
Yep.
Now, what brought this on?
So Cowra's been working on Bring Healthy Back, is what we call it. Cowra Bring Healthy Back. Since 2014, I think we had a community meeting, and the community identified that they would like to look at ways that we could actually help people to get healthy, reduce their weight, stay active. And so from that, it was the Medicare local at the time, and the New South Wales Health decided to partner up, and we started running a healthy lifestyle program. The funding for that ran out in 2015, and we actually saw the Healthy Towns Challenge come up, and figured that that would be a good opportunity to try and revive our work. So we've actually been successful in getting a Healthy Towns Challenge grant to do some more work about getting the community healthy.
And who's actually behind it?
So in Cowra, we've been working on the integrated care strategy, so getting all the health services to work together, and we actually decided that we had some really good strong partnerships across the health services with the local council and with the community, and that as a partnership we would actually apply to continue to work together to try and do some health prevention stuff.
Now, what sorts of things are we talking about?
Yep, so our meeting today was really good. There was so much enthusiasm, which was great. So we've got a grant of $15,000, and our aim is to try and do a big splash to try and create awareness about what health is, how we can be healthy, and what is already available in Cowra, because what we actually identified today is we have heaps of resources, heaps of programs, heaps of things that people can access if they want to get healthy. So we want to promote all that, and then we want to put some sustainability in. So we want to do some education for the community and for families, and we actually want to look at some sustainable programs, including perhaps maybe parkrun, to try and get the community to continue to do stuff together after the challenge.
Cowra's community is growing older. That's like most country towns.
Yep.
Now that's one part of the community that probably needs a bit of assistance.
Yep.
And you also had both primary schools there too, so we're looking at both ends of the age spectrum, which is good.
Yep.
What about the poor old middle-aged people?
So that's what we looked at today. One thing was we need to have an appeal for everyone. So we actually came up with some different ideas and some different programs, and what we will do is promote it, I guess, for different age groups and for different levels of physical activity. So we actually do have programs that cover most of the spectrum in Cowra, from rehabilitation programs to some of the in-school programs, and then just to the general fitness and exercise programs in the community. That we looked at things like Tai Chi, gentle exercise, right up to a boot camp style for people who want to get in and do something a bit more serious.
So who was at the meeting? Who were some of the stakeholders? I know you had some interested members of community.
We did.
But you also had some sort of organisational type people.
Yeah, so we had some of our partners we've been working with, so the council was there and the health council was represented, but we had schools, which you mentioned. Our primary schools had representatives, which was excellent, because they're very, very interested in how we can engage children and school kids in this. We had some members from health, so we had some of our health professionals there, and we also had the neighbourhood centre, who were doing a fabulous job at what they're doing and keen to link their clients in with, and their programs in with the work that we're doing. So, and yeah, some volunteers from the community that really just want to see Cowra become a healthier place and motivated towards that.
And what's the next step? What's the sort of the future in the short term?
Yep, so the next step is we're having a night meeting, so we can get all the people who couldn't come to the daytime one to the night one, because there's still more interest beyond the people that were there today. So we're going to have a night meeting, and we really need to get our act together and get this challenge up and running quickly to maximise the time and the funding. So we're actually looking at setting our systems in place and starting to enrol people in our challenge in February, and then we're going to work on it for 8 weeks, then a really big bang about what, how you can get healthy and what you can do in Cowra.
So it's a challenge. So you're challenging people to get off their backsides, basically, and make themselves healthier by exercise or nutrition. What else?
So we talked about, I guess today, a lot of aspects of health, and health is about the obvious stuff, about nutrition. It is about exercising and moving, but we also talked about healthy workplaces, so looking at how to engage our workplaces in making sure that their staff are encouraged to be active at work and what options are in workplaces. We talked about families, so really interested in how we can educate families to cook and to know what healthy eating and healthy living is, and we've got a program that will address that we've already been running, the HEAL program through health. But we also looked at things like how do we motivate our community, how do we connect people up in the community, because we know that social connection and you know, feeling part of a community and doing things together is actually a really much more effective way to get people on board and to get people motivated. So we also talked about mental well-being being a part of this, and what we want to do is we're working with RAMP, the Rural Health Diversity Mental Health Program. We're represented today, Di Gill was there, looking at how people are feeling when they start the challenge and at the end of the challenge to see whether we're actually making people feel better as well as
or
being
be healthier.
Yeah.
So there's going to be benchmarks of some sort. You set yourself a goal.
We've set
and
ourselves a goal.
And at the end you've got to say, yes, no, maybe.
Yep. And that's okay, because I guess it's more than just looking at, you know, changing people's body weight or changing people's activity levels. We want to look at, you know, getting the community motivated to drive some change around health, and getting them engaged and educated about what they can access. So there's lots of levels of what we're doing, and some of it we probably can't measure that well, but hopefully in time we'll start to see that the community will grow healthier.
Right, now how do people get in contact with you or the organisation in order to become a part of getting healthier in Cowra?
Yep, so watch this space because it's going to be everywhere. We're on Facebook, we've been in The Guardian, we'll be in contact with you. But what we will do is, in this period that we're getting it set up and getting people enrolled, is we're going to have certain services and times where you can come and enrol in the challenge. So we'll make sure that everybody knows what those times are and where they can be accessed. So it will be through health, through the neighbourhood centre. We're just trying to brainstorm different places and different times so that we can appeal to everyone. And then that way, once you're enrolled in the challenge, you'll get a whole host of information about what's going to be available to you for that time. But we want people to continue to enrol, so if they don't get enrolled in February, that's okay. Keep on coming and finding out what we're doing, and keep on coming, becoming a part of it, because it's not something that has a fixed time frame. We actually want this to be something that Cowra starts to seriously think about adopting into the future, is really thinking about how we can make our community more healthy. So
the initial thing is 8 weeks, but you're hoping it's going to go for the rest of their lives.
We talked a lot about sustainability today, and this is a really motivated group who work and are, you know, real advocates for healthy life and healthy living. So there was a lot of I guess commitment to it being something more than just a challenge. In terms of the challenge, we're one of 5 towns, so we're actually working as a community and being judged on a criteria against 5 communities. So there is a winner, but I think that we've actually already won, because we've already been given a grant of $15,000, and we've already got the community involved in using that money effectively. So win or lose, I think that we've probably already been given a pretty good head start.
Well, thank you very much for sharing that with us.
Thanks for your time.